recording. It's recorded. So, with obliques, notice that I've gone ahead and started my heading up here. I'm doing number 5 first, so I'm going to go ahead and write number 5 here in ink. Then, should I make number 5 cabinet or Cavalier? Full depth, half depth. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and go with a Cavalier. That way I can demonstrate that first. So that's going to be full depth. First thing I'm going to start out with, I want to make sure I have plenty of space, probably take up about half a page, but I'm going to go ahead and start out by creating the front view straight on. So I can look here and see that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks wide. So I'm going to start out down here, and I know it comes up here, then it's going to go over for 6 blocks, jogs back down, comes over for a block. It's going to come up for 3 blocks. If you prefer, you can go ahead and do the box technique that we did with isometrics. Either way would be correct. Then it's going to come in 2 blocks on either side, just drawing the front face to it. And then it goes up 2 blocks and connects on across. Now remember, the angled lines going back does not matter what angle we go at. It can be any convenient angle. I would stick to either 30 degrees or 45 degrees because they're convenient. If we did 45, it would just cross through the corners of all these boxes. If we did a 30, it's going to be pretty close if we go over 2 boxes, up 1 box. Over 2 boxes, up 1 box. It's going to be pretty close. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm just going to sketch this back a ways. And I'm going to take all my corners back a little ways. Give me something to work with there. Make sure that they're all parallel. Remember, this is just sketching. We'll go back and darken it in again like we did the other ones. Then most likely this one's going to run into the object there and go back behind. The best way to figure out depth on this, if we just count over 5 blocks, or the depth is 5 blocks, yep. So if we count over 5 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if we came up here, that'd be way too deep because we're going at an angle. So like you learned in math class, that hypotenuse of that triangle is going to be longer than this bottom leg. The best way I've found for students to go ahead and get that depth up into their drawing is if they hold their pencil right at the corner of their object and have their point right at the point where we counted over and arc up so that it rotates kind of like a compass. So right there is what I'm going to go ahead and call my depth. Notice it's not the full 5 blocks there. I can go ahead and shoot that depth then, straight up, straight over, straight up, and just shoot it on around the rest of the way. And then over here I'm not going to end up seeing it there. I can go ahead and darken all this in. One line I'm missing is right down in here. That's another common one missed. So I can darken all this in with object lines now that I have my completed sketch. And right there would be my, what type of oblique? Cavalier oblique. So what I want you to do, remember I said one of the 3 has to be cabinet, one of the 3 has to be Cavalier, and all we're going to go ahead and do is, once I get done darkening here, I'm going to label it as which type of oblique I